President of the United States Army, and a grateful nation, please accept this flag as a symbol of our appreciation for your loved one's honorable and faithful service.
It's a military custom to place 3 spent cartridges in the flag. Okay. This, the 3 volleys and the 3 cartridges represents Jerry's duty, honor, and country. And then a little further on that, these don't have to. Once you put it in the shadow box, I've come up with some good tips. A friend of mine will put the 3 in the front of the glass like candles, and then we'll put the 3 in there together with a small picture. Wow. Very good idea. I see the flag. Oh, you got the picture. One of 5 brothers. 3 of us were Marines. Unfortunately, I lost my older brother, and I was fortunate to have one of his cartridges. His service. So one day, I have mine, and I have a little brother. Also, all 3 Marines. I'm the 3 of them. So these are some ideas.
Well, I appreciate that.
Right?
Thank you.
Half of them is in Post 113 Napa. And myself as commander. 19th commander.
Thank you so much.
And then I have extras. You want some extras, okay? I think you might want extra cartridges. This is good. Family members right there.
Oh, bless you. Thank you. It's hard not to be teared up over something so emotional. Especially when we recognize that we get to be here because others like Jerry made sacrifices for us. So thank you, Wright family. And to the other veterans who are here, thank you for serving our country. So right now we have 3 friends who are going to be sharing with us some stories and experiences that they have had with Jerry. So I would like to introduce to you Ron Schlegel, Becky Turner, and Dan Bazzoli.
I'm going to tell a story about Jerry's Wild Bunch, where he lived on Leland Street in Santa Rosa, off of 4th Street. Well, while we were there off and on, different parties and stuff, Jerry says, I'd like to have you come over for the Super Bowl party. And to this day, I don't remember who was playing, but I do remember it well. As we started the party, we're all having our beers and alcohol and Jerry's whiskey, which was very good. Anyhow, we're sitting there, and I don't know if you ever heard of his dog, Whiskey. Well, Whiskey was sitting over here, Jerry's sitting beside me, and I'm sitting in the sofa, and I think Jimmy O'Gorman and everybody else is over here. Well, as the game starts going on, our team, which we're yelling for, scores a touchdown. Well, I jump up, and Whiskey bites me right here, because I guess he thought I was jumping on Jerry. So I says, Jesus. I sat down pleading for myself. And I says, Jerry, you got to take Whiskey out of here. No, he's all right. You move him over this side. So the game goes on, and pretty soon I jump up because of score, but I'm turned this way. Well, Whiskey jumps up and he bites me right here. God damn, Jerry, you got to get rid of the dog. Get him outside. I says, otherwise I'm going to lose my voice. Anyhow, that's some of the parties we had. And then later on, as everybody knows, we're going different directions. Well, Jerry moved over back to Calistoga. When he moved back over here, he decided he wanted to work down at the winery, so I got him a job down there, if I remember right. But anyhow, we used to commute back and forth. Anyhow, Jerry loved knives, as the family knows. He loves knives and swords and stuff. Well, one day, Jerry, look at this. He brings out a set of brass knuckles. And he says, I built them. I says, God damn, I like those things. He says, I'll make you another one. So anyhow, he makes me another one. And every day I'd go along, he'd have another knife. He'd show me another knife, and I was scared that if I sat down in the wrong place, I'd get stabbed. But anyhow, we had some fun times. And then as things go on, there's a lot of other memories. I'm having a hard time with them. They were good, but I'm hard time remembering all of them. But this one time out here at Berleffi's, I'll never forget this as long as I live. Joe Berleffi and me, and I don't remember who else was with us. Gary's on his Harley. When he went by, he's standing on the seat with both arms out like this, going by. I couldn't believe it. And then he jumps down on the seat and turns around, and I think he did a wheelie coming back the other way. So that'll always be in my memories. And then Jerry had a funny handshake where he would get me every damn time. He had a little handshake. He'd put his hand like this, but he'd go. So that's the memories I'll always remember. And I'm very sorry that at the time in need I didn't come to visit. I really feel bad. You told me, and I don't know. So I'm apologizing to the family for that. And Godspeed.
God love you.
No shoes, burglary. See,
I was fine till I got here. Okay. So Antera, first of all, I should say who the hell I am. My name is Becky. I am Dan and Kathy Bazzoli's daughter. I have been best friends with Jennifer. We were 2. Sorry. So Doe and Antera, Jerry and Sarah, as everyone, the rest of the world knows them. They've always been Doe and Antera to me. They were like a second family to me. I found Jenny that day and gained a whole second family, an extended family, and I really had the best childhood. And it's in part to you, Antera. So I love you and thank you guys. But Antera had asked me to read a few messages that she had received when Doe passed that really touched her. So I wanted to be able to read them if I can keep together. We can't know why some things happen, but we can know that love and beautiful memories outlast the pain of grief, and we can know that there's a place inside the heart where love lives always and where nothing beautiful can ever be forgotten. Promise I won't blow my nose in front of everybody again. The next message. From the first time I met you till the last time I shook your hand, nothing but love and respect. May the wind be with you. The other message she wanted me to read was a text I had sent her. It says, I have so many good memories about Doe. He is hilarious and always made me laugh. I always felt safe and loved when I was with you guys. So I wanted to be able to say something else about Doe, but I decided to write him a letter so I could say it to him instead. Okay, now we'll see if I can do this. Doe, thank you for being my second dad, for caring for me, loving me, and keeping me safe. Thank you for all of your crazy stories. Thank you for sharing your home. I was there all day, every day. Thank you for always making me laugh. All you had to say was mayonnaise and I would crack up. I smile every time I think about you and your little chuckle. Thank you for being your own man. You lived your life by your own rules. Thank you for living your life with courage. You showed me I could be my own person, live by my own rules, and not give a shit what people think. Thank you for your big heart. Thank you for stopping by and annoying my mom. We knew it was your way of checking on us, showing us your love and support. Thank you for Dan. My family was complete the night they met out at the house. Thank you for taking me on family vacations. We were wide open at Harvey's and pretty much everywhere we went. Thank you for showing my kids the same love you showed me. It means so much that they were able to call you Doe. Thank you again for your courage, your big heart, your mischievous spirit, your dirty jokes, and all of your unconditional love. I will never forget you, Bucky. That's what he called me. Thank you.
Howdy, everyone. It's good to see a lot of you people here. I first met Jerry Wright in high school. He was a sophomore and I was a freshman. The first day at school, he got into a fight with another sophomore, Johnny Montelli, a friend of mine. I realized then that I was not going to be hanging out with Jerry. All through high school, things remained the same. It wasn't until Jerry's return from serving in the Army in Vietnam that we became lifelong friends. We were more than friends, really. We became brothers. Jerry fought for freedom, and to say that he enjoyed freedom is a gross understatement. I remember meeting Jerry after work on Friday for a drink, and we decided we should ride our bikes to South Shore for the weekend without a second thought of it. You know, leave town about 6 o'clock, get back by midnight and ready for work Monday morning. In 1971, Jerry hitchhiked from Santa Rosa to Libby, Montana to visit me and George Finley. When he was done visiting us there, he hitchhiked back to Calistoga, all by himself. He went from Santa Rosa out to Jenner, all the way up Highway 1 and the Coast Highway, all the way to Seattle, Washington, hitchhiked across Seattle, North Washington to Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, up past Lake Pend Oreille to Bonner's Ferry, through Troy, and got to Libby. And I think that's about 1,300 miles, just getting there. That's getting there. And then coming back, he went down through Missoula and Billings and Bozeman and Yellowstone Park into Utah, and then across Nevada, Interstate 80 back to Calistoga, all by himself. The man was fearless and determined to live life without a care of what somebody else might think, and he never took guff from anybody. Jerry worked for me for about 4 or 5 years. He was never late, never sniveled about the intensity of the work or how much he was paid. Jerry, as many of our servicemen who returned from war, lived with the bad experiences endured. He only spoke of it a little, but I could see that he was haunted by it, and it became part of his personality. Behind the wild and crazy guy, he was truly a humble man. As Jerry's family knows, there is nothing he would not do for them or others. If you were fortunate enough to be a friend of Jerry Wright's, you would know that you would always be welcome at his campfire and share anything in its light. Friends like that are hard to come by. May our friend and brother rest in peace. Thank you.
I want to say a special thank you to Ron and to Becky and to Dan for taking the time to not just think about what you were feeling and what you wanted to share, but taking the time to actually share it in public. Not many people have the courage to do that. However, we will be talking about that in a little bit. So thank you for sharing your stories with us. Funerals and memorials and celebrations of life services like this one tend to make us wonder about life and death and what comes next. And the family shared with me that Jerry believed in God and that he prayed, but he did not consider himself a religious person. So I'm not going to say much about that except this, that the Bible says in 1 Samuel 16 verse 7, "But the Lord said to Samuel," now Samuel had looked at somebody and made a snap decision about them. And the Lord said to him, "Do not consider his appearance or his height, for I have rejected him." The Lord does not look at the things that people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. People could have looked at Jerry in that way, or any one of us for that matter, and come to wrong conclusions about who we are just based on how we look. But you can see more, if you can see more than our exteriors and recognize that our hearts are speaking through our actions and through our attitudes, as Jerry's did. His reputation for this is going to not just carry over now, but in generations to come, through like Bella, as she shares the things that her grandpa taught her. Right? We're going to see that kindness and that generosity that Jenny has shared with me, that others have shared and talked about. That's going to carry on into the future. So we saw his heart through his attitudes and through his actions, as Jerry did. So we can find hope in knowing that the Lord does not look at the heart. So if you have any questions or would like to see me later about some of the thoughts you may be experiencing after being here today, I'm going to be available at the reception for you to talk to. But speaking of the reception, that's what's coming next, actually. And we're going to be taking the celebration of life on the road, the way Jerry would like it. So please join us for a memorial ride as we leave from here to the Tucker Farm Center. Our friends on their Harleys are going to lead the way for us as we travel about town in Calistoga and key locations, and then head to Tucker Farm Center, where we will enjoy a good meal, do some storytelling, and there will be an open mic opportunity for you to share your favorite Jerry memories. So I'd like to give a special thanks again to those who participated in the service and for our servicemen who came today to honor and recognize Jerry and his service, and ask that you would join us as we continue from here. And Dylan is over here, the Harley t-shirt and the hat, or the sweatshirt and the hat on. He's going to help us to get everybody in order if you would like to follow along on the ride. If not, just meet us at Tucker Farm Center and we'll be there shortly. Thank you so much for coming today.
Okay. So first we need to help put all the chairs away.
I know.
We're gonna go to Coco.
Oh, I'm sitting on
One
one.
under Levi's thumb. You want one of these? I have one.
I'm gonna turn this off.
No. It's phenomenal.